So Kelley, what inspires you?
Oh, God, that's a difficult question. Everything inspires me. Music, art, fashion, little scenario at a coffee shop just happening over there with a girl and a guy. Everything inspires me. I am inspired by many things to create. I think always harnessing your creativity and nurturing your creativity. I'm always looking out for things, and it might be a smell or a colour or it's a long list for me. I can't just say one thing. My proudest moment, performance-wise, was probably doing charity, playing charity, a sweet charity, because it was an Olympic marathon to get through, and I never left the stage, and I had an oxygen tank side stage just in case I needed it, because apparently everyone who's ever played it has used one. So it was a mammoth thing to take on and to do, and the hardest thing physically I've ever done in my life. And the fact that I kind of came in cold into a lead role, and I got the role by them. They heard me singing in a toilet, and it all happened by accident, the way I got it. And so from a girl who didn't think she could do a lead role to be doing one and doing one of that kind of immense challenge, I think I was very proud to have, done an opening night of it and opened it and had a run in Sydney and Melbourne with it. Yeah, so that would be like performance-wise. Choreographically, I would say, oh God, choreographically, I'd have to say I'm pretty proud of Happy Feet. As in, working on that, I worked on that film for 4 years. I had 5 jobs on the film. I ran Penguin School. I ran character development workshop. I choreographed the film. I play about 6 of the main characters dramatically, as well as dance-wise, and I did a lot of the dance editing on the film. So it was a hard slog, 4 years. 4 years is a long time to be a penguin. But to see that movie come out, and then to see, obviously, because it was then motion capture that was then animated, and then to see what we worked on for 4 years kind of come alive on a big cinema screen that's captured in celluloid for history that's pretty thrilling. Work hard, believe in yourself, nurture your creativity, stay positive, and keep your mental health in check. Still keep connected to your passion and your creativity even when you're not working. I think that's a really important one, because that keeps you in your flow and it keeps you in a happy place, and when you're in a happy place it attracts opportunity. Otherwise, I think if you focus on it being hard and unfinancial and unstable and sporadic, and if you think of all the negative things about it, I think whatever you focus on expands, and I think that dictates your journey with it. So I believe in kind of aligning with your creativity on a daily basis, whether you're working or not, whether it gets acclaim or recognition or applause or a paycheck or not, just aligning with your creativity. I just explained to the students today, actually, the first year I moved to Sydney, because I'm from Brisbane, and I was 17, turning 18. The first year I moved down, I didn't work at all. I went for many auditions, didn't get them. There were no agencies, there were no full-time courses. I was just doing 15 classes a week and desperately trying to be seen. And there was a clique of dancers working that choreographers would book directly over the phone. So you had to wait for someone to go down in that clique, and I just had to wait. And I did 15 classes a week, and I think I taught aerobics and handed out pamphlets, and I did car wash. I did everything I could, and in that year I probably wanted to move home about 4 or 5 times, because it was hard. It didn't happen straight away, and I think I'm trying to get through to the students today that it doesn't happen overnight, and it may happen overnight for some people, but in a career of longevity you kind of need to be patient, and everyone's got their own tempo and timing with their life and when it happens and when things blossom, and there's no gain in comparing your journey to someone else's artistically. Yeah, I don't think anyone knows that they are ready. It's a big jump to go from dancing school to full-time dance, and just even physically how your body copes with dancing all day, every day. Mentally, how you cope with that all day, every day, emotionally. spiritually, all of those things, it's a bit of a shock. And it's, I think, because I've taught full-time courses, for, God, nearly over 30 years now, what I witness is first term is like, oh, I'm here, I've got my dream, and this is exciting, and this is great, and here I go. And then second term is, oh, what's your name? Oh, who are you? Oh, yeah, oh, let's go out. Oh, let's get social. Oh. And the eye comes off the ball for a minute because we're all social and getting to know each other. And then third term is, holy crap, the year's nearly over, I better get my finger out. And then fourth term is grad. And that's kind of how I witness what happens. And so it's always the second term where I want to shake people and go, stay aligned with why you came, write it on your mirror, connect with it every day, do a little vision board, write affirmations, stay connected with why you're doing it and what direction you're going in and what your dream is, and keep connected to it, because it's very easy to get your eye off the ball when you're Groundhog Day in, day out. It's very easy to lose sight of. We do it one thought and one moment and one person at a time. That's all I can say to that. It takes, even casting shows, I'm very conscious of how I cast shows in regards to, I like to cast people who have good mental health, who are happy, positive, upbeat people. If I cast one poisonous apple in that apple cart, it will toxify the show and it will make the show not as good. So it takes one, and it takes another, and then it takes a collective, and then it just takes that to expand. And I think like-minded people gravitate to each other, and then when that happens and creativity is involved, then that expands and can quickly become something quite amazing. There will always be moaners, and there will always be people who look at it from the glass half empty. I'll always be the glass half full. I'll always and always have been. So I get challenged working with people who are the opposite. And I work with people who are the opposite, often. It happens often. So it's just about, for me, I stay in my little mental titanium suit. I put it on, and I let the negative just kind of bounce off me and not affect me, and I just get on with what I'm doing. Because it shouldn't be negative. It should be liberating and free and playful and wonderful, and creative expression is meant to be that, to be expressed joyfully, and it doesn't need to be hard and negative and horrible, and the people that gravitate to that, they can go over there and have a lovely time. Okay, great question. Many things. I look for someone who's really in their zone, focused. I look for someone who is really paying attention to all the detail. Now, I was explaining this to them today. Just so I take, for instance, I did choreographed Hugh Jackman's Boy from Oz. We had 3 weeks rehearsal. I had 10 days to lay down something like 17 numbers. So I had set the number, move on. Never came back to clean. So I need dancers that can go, boom, that's what it is. That's what the detail is. So if I go and take an audition and that's the choreography, but someone comes out and does that, I don't take them. So that is, people underestimate that, but it's a big one for me. People who have the ability to connect, who can really dance, who are really plugged in, who really are soul expressive and emotionally connected. People who present themselves well. There's some people come to auditions, don't even brush their hair or wear makeup, and you think, what's going on? And have researched the show or researched the job they're going for and have presented themselves in the tone or the fashion of what that is. It shows you that they've interested and they've done their research and they've done their homework. People who have incredible dance diction is what I look for. I look for people who can really finish off their movements, and so I know that if I put them on TV or on a film, they're really going to pop. And if I put them in the theatre and people are paying $150 a ticket, and people up in double X row are watching them and they're this big and there's no big IMAG screens like a rock concert to see what's going on, they're this big. So they really need to be able to really have clarity and edge and clip to the movement. Otherwise, I really don't understand their dance conversation they're having. And that's a big one for me. People who are, especially in the style that I work with, people who have that hit to their movement, and also who know dynamics. They know how to hit and then when to back off it and when to do another colour, and that's interesting and engaging for me. And I think for a lot of audiences, you don't want to see someone do the same thing the whole time, you know. The dance community of the world is to connect more. And I think we're doing that, but I think the more connection we have, the less separateness we have in the world, the better. There's enough separateness and isolation and intolerance going on everywhere that I think dance is one of those things that crosses class and race and religion. It's uniquely universal that way, and I've travelled all over the world and worked all over the world, and dance is fundamentally spiritually the same. They just speak different languages, but we're fundamentally the same, and the more that we connect, the more we operate on a much higher frequency in a quite a challenging world.
Thanks so much for watching.
If you'd like more information on our full-time courses and programs in both performing arts and contemporary dance, click the link below.
Or even better, give us a call and arrange a time to come in and experience transit dance firsthand.
Our auditions are coming up very soon, and we'd love to see you there.
Thanks for watching.